And hello everyone, I'm back with another video and I'm here to talk about the new update for Lord of the Rings Online. So the update has a new raid, a new zone, and changes to classes like nerfs to Lore Master and Captain. And the one I'm going to really talk about is the nerf to Captains and what are my thoughts about that. And run around the zone and check it out. So yeah, let's run around the zone and check it out and see what this all looks like. And of course talk about the Captain nerfs. And if I find a group for a raid, I'll probably try to join it. But right now, I just want to talk about this and see what it all looks like. And I'm gonna say something. I do love Lotro's graphics. I'm not gonna lie. I still feel like Lotro's graphics sit well with me, even after freaking 9 years of playing the game. All right, let's ride around. So right now we're in this camp. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the name. I'm probably gonna destroy it. I'm done the threshold, but whatever. So this takes place in the year 2799. Take the stable master. So yeah, I'm gonna be casually running around and just talking about the game and the changes to it. So as we all know, that the captain change is huge nerfs to the captain class. So they're essentially taking away Shield of the Dunedain from the captain, and I know a lot of people have talked about how that's gonna kill the class, or you're on the other far spectrum of that is a needed nerf to the captain. I'm kind of in between on that change of the captain. Number one reason being is it kind of makes the captain's last skill in their tanking line useless. Shield of the Dunedain. It kind of makes it useless for it to be in the last slot. Then I would have at least rearranged Shield of the Dunedain to be somewhere near the top, so it's worth getting. I mean, I of course you can pop it on somebody else during a fight, but what it's really worth putting on yourself during a fight and not somebody else. But I would have rearranged Shield of the Dunedain if they were gonna really make that change, like to be in the third tier, or maybe even the fourth tier. Maybe add it right here, so people can pick it up if they want it or not, instead of having to like build all the way down there for what is essentially a useless skill. I mean, it's not fully useless. You can still pop it on somebody else. But in my opinion is the change. Okay, so this is really hard for me to say, but basically, I don't really trust the developers of Lord of the Rings Online, and I always see that they have an agenda when it comes to developing the game on what path makes more money and makes more sense to make more money to the game. Because I think we've all seen it with the War of the Three Peaks. They sold what is a quest pack to VIP players, which rubbed me the wrong way. And I know a lot of VIP players got rubbed the wrong way as well. Like the forums blew up. Like a lot of my friends that still play the game did not buy it, and people that did buy it, they turned their VIP off for a couple of months, and then just paid the expansion, or the mini expansion that they called the War of the Three Peaks, and said, "All right, yeah, then I'll buy it, and then I'll try my VIP after the equivalent of $40 of the subscription would change." That's what a lot of people did. Which I don't blame them for it. I feel like as a VIP player, the quest pack should be basically free to VIP, but whatever. And of course, premium and free to play should buy it. That's whatever. So going back to what makes more sense to the developers and how I see it, because ever since Standing Stone Games, ever since Mordor, to be more to bring my example, they look to. Whoa, there's a skirmish going on right here. Small battle. So what makes sense to them is they're coming out with a new class called the Brawler. I think everybody has heard of it. And we know that some skills did leak a couple of months ago, 3-4 months ago, uh, to the players. But I wouldn't really judge anything from a leak that's been like 4 months ago, or 3.5 months ago, or it's been a very long time since that leak came out. That things have changed with that class, and how do you sell a class? This is how I see the developers are going to treat uh, Lord of the Rings Online and how to make money. So if your number one tanking class is a captain, and we all know it's god tier, like I think that's like compared to Guardians and Wardens and Champion tanks and Bjorning tanks, uh, we all know that the captain is god tier at the moment before this update comes out. And as I can see that the developers want to nerf the captain, not because it's the right thing to do or that they've had a change of mind, like, oh, we now care about the captain class and, balancing it out so we can make other classes. As I see it, that's like a foolish way to think about it. And you have to think about why SSG is doing this and why they want to do it. They want to sell the Brawler class. So how do they sell the Brawler class? It's going to be a melee class. We can already expect it's going to have a DPS line. But we all know that all the classes have 3 specs. They either have a DPS, tank, or healing, or support, or whatever. So we can already expect that the Brawler class is going to have a tanking line. And I think you guys already know what I'm heading towards. We nerfed the captain. Well, you're not going to nerf the captain right before the Brawler class comes out, because that's like too obvious for people, It's like, oh, you just nerfed the captain class to get the Brawler class out there. No, they're gonna nerf it right now. So in the fall, so basically around October, when the Gundabad expansion comes out, it's going to be. Wow, this zone has been copy pasted. So it's going to be specifically to sell their class. So they're nerfing the captain right now. So later, when the Brawler class comes out, it's going to have its own SOD. It's going to have its own kind of special abilities that are going to topple all the other tanking classes, and the number one tanking class is going to be the Brawler that you can only use if you pay $80 to $130. Now, I'm wondering where they're going to put it. I feel like if they really want to make a lot of money, they're going to put it in the $130 build for the expansion for Gundabad. So you buy the expansion, you get the Brawler class, and then you get an AoV that you can boost up your Brawler class. And then it's another form of pay to win. So the only way you can get the Brawler class is by basically buying it from the expansion, from the top tier expansion, in my opinion. This is how I see it's going to happen. Now, you can take my word for it. It might be for the $80, but it might be for the $130. But nonetheless, it's going to be for one of the top tiers. If you buy the class, you're going to find your kinship or your raid team being ahead of whoever bought that class and wanted to play it. So when the new raids come out and all the new instances come out, anyone that has a Brawler tank inside their instances and raids are going to be far ahead of people that don't have it. If you understand what I'm saying. Because not everyone that buys the top tier are going to want to play the Brawler class at endgame. Maybe they play a Hunter and they're like, I don't really want to tank. I don't really like tanking. Or maybe they play a healer like a Minstrel. Like I don't want to tank, but you buy the $130 deal and you have the class. So people that specifically buy the $130 or $80 deal, but I think it's only going to be in the $130 deal, and they're going to really sweeten it up by putting an AoV inside there and probably some other Virtue XP and everything else to like instantly make that class, top tier. And the people that buy the class are going to be pretty much, steamrolling through endgame content and raids. Now, of course, some of you guys are going to say the developers aren't that greedy. Well, I mean, just look at the War of the Three Peaks. They sold a small quest pack, which essentially is a small quest pack, to their VIP players. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say that, oh, well, the game was free for 8 months. Yes and no. The low-level zones, they don't really count, in my opinion. Anything up to endgame. Because, like, you can already buy them for Lotra points in-game, and Lotra points can be rewarded inside the game. So it's not like they were making that much money anyways. But it was a nice gesture because of COVID. So that's my opinion on that. That's why the nerf's happening to the captain right now, and not close to the Gundabad. The developers don't care about class balance. And wow, this is amazing landscape. Just look at that. It's pretty amazing. Uh, so yeah, so basically a nerf to captains is essentially the only reason, in my opinion, is to make money. Because they have to ensure all the time that they spent making this new class sells. And with their new format of selling expansions is you can only buy them with money and no longer Lotro points from the store. That basically sums it up in my opinion. Like you put it, wow, the lag. You put it up on the top tier list. I am not going to be going in there, so it's just an orc camp. So you just basically put it up on the top tier, and then you sell it for money. And then people that buy it, they'll see that, it's worth buying because they're going to make that top tier really worth buying because of the class. And they're going to give you an AoV, and they're going to give you Virtue XP, and they're going to give you XP boosters, and they're going to give you, like, everything. Like, to quickly level up that character within a day. Now, talking about the Lore Master nerfs. I don't really see the Lore Master's nerfs being a good thing. I think it's actually one of the worst things because Lore Masters might lose their spot in 3-mans. Essentially with the nerfs to captains and then, the nerfs to Lore Masters, could they keep up their tank and DPS in 3-mans? That is my question. Because the nerfs to Fire Lore and Frost Lore is as equal to me. Let me see where I'm going exactly. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. Oh, it looks like I have to take one to the right. So yeah, the Lore Masters nerfs are especially bad for 3-mans. I think that they're not going to be brought into 3-mans when tanks are taking way too much damage. Because I know a lot of you guys think that with these nerfs comes nerfs to boss fights and ad fights and all this stuff that everybody's getting nerfed. Like even the ads and the PvE is all getting nerfed to, roll with the fight. But I feel like it's going to be really different and they're not going to nerf. So that's a camp. I have to like roll downstairs or roll down there. I might die. This is not the beating. Oh, okay. Jumping down there will probably get me killed. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that killed me. So yeah, so I think the nerf to Lore Masters is basically one of the worst things for 3-mans. They're going to still be welcomed into 6-man groups, and of course they're going to be welcomed into raids. I don't see Lore Masters being shunned in raids because, they provide damage buffs as well, and CC of course, but I feel like in 3-mans where they're going to be struggled to be invited. Unless, they can go in with a Brawler tank. Because Brawler, in my opinion, it sounds more like a tank than a DPS class. Like, something that, can endure in a fight. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. So, Lore Master's nerfs might get them kicked out of... And there's another orc camp. Great. And I can't even SOD myself when I'm running through. Well... And the last stand nerf down to like, what is it, 15 seconds now? Or is it 10 seconds? I mean, last stand, it used to be like, a combined skill with In Harm's Way. Because In Harm's Way used to be 100%. But, In Harm's Way changed to only 20% incoming damage from everyone. So it's not really used too often with last stand. Like, unless, why not at that point. But those mechanics kind of died out with Erebor, to be more specific. Let's see if I can go on the water. We're just running around the zone, guys, just giving out my opinions. Logging into, beta to check this stuff out. If you guys have made it this far, that's pretty cool. But yeah, what do you guys think about the nerfs to the captain class? And, do the developers want to nerf the captain class for, money to sell their brawler class? Or are they, all of a sudden caring about, class balance. In my opinion, 105 during Throne, the class balance was the best because Wardens, Captains, and Guardians always had a spot to tank. If you played a Warden, you can solo Sunken Labyrinth. If you played a Captain, you can tank perfectly, but sometimes you can lose aggro when you have way too many ads with you, or not hold aggro of all the ads. And then of course, Guardians, they kept aggro of everything and didn't take that much damage in raids. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. I think 105 had the best class balance in the game, where everything actually mattered. But nowadays, I feel like they're just trying to cycle through classes to make people buy AOVs. So like, the first 5 months, Captain's gonna be the best. Then the next 5 months, the Brawler's gonna be the best. And then, and then people have to keep re-rolling classes and buying AOVs and stuff like that, because who really wants to level from 1 to 130 or soon to be 140? I mean, you can't really level in a day. It's gonna take like at least a week if you're really hardcore at it. So yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm loving the new update though. I think the update really looks cool. There is a lot of copy pasta, but I mean, it's dwarven architecture. I mean, what are we going to expect? Something really different? I think I'm just gonna ride around and check everything else out and leave it all in one video. So what do you guys think? Should there be a level squish? I think it would be healthy to the game for newcomers, because like when new players come to the game and they see level 130 or level 140, they think it's like really hard to like level that much. I think WoW did a really good job with, I can't even well, last stand. Can't even SOD myself through ads. And it makes SOD like really useless for landscape. And I died. The lag. And I'm gonna die again. Let me get mythical coins. Is it like 10 mythical coins to revive? I thought it was 5. What a bug. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here. I'll probably just check out the rest of the zone for myself. Unless there's like a spawning pool. And it took me all the way back. So yeah, I'll end the video here, guys. What do you guys think about the update? If there is a raid, I'll probably try to jump into it to check it out for myself. But other than that, peace out, peeps.